Fellow Spartans, how you doing, and welcome back to another video. And today we are here with another historical scenario on Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD for Total War Attila. So in this one I'm going to try and play out the Battle of Crecy, where in 1346 Edward the Third, King of England, and his son Edward Woodstock, the Black Prince of Wales, gained a decisive and important victory against the French during the 100 Years' War. The battle saw the rise as the dominant Western European battlefield weapon of the longbow, whose effects were devastating when used en masse. And Crecy also saw the use by the English army of some very early cannon, which will be represented today by this Culverin unit. So this battle, there will be four factions involved, the two main factions of the English and the French, of course, and historically the Holy Roman Empire were allied to the English at Crecy, but as they are not, I should say, in the mod yet, we'll be using the Teutonic Order for the purposes of the scenario today. And finally the Kingdom of Majorca, who fought alongside the French, who again are not in the mod, but they were part of the former confederation of the Crown of Aragon, who are in the mod, so we're using these guys for the battle. And finally the Republic of Genoa, who also sided with the French, but there isn't a faction sort of close enough to them, unfortunately, therefore I'm going to keep it to a 2v2 battle for this one today. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly take a look at the armies and appreciate these magnificent bastards before we get going with this epic clash today. Okay guys, so let's start off by taking a quick look at the English army for today's battle. So in the centre, in the heart of the English line here, we've got the footmen at arms. These are heavy melee infantry, and they're going to have to stand their ground because they're going to take a lot of pressure early on from the French. So it's very important they try and stay in formation for as long as they possibly can, and thank God that they are heavy melee infantry, because yeah, they're going to take a lot of battering today. So that's the 4 units of them in the middle there, and over on the right flank, on both flanks this is the same. We've got spear sergeants, or bill sergeants I should say, and then we've got some foot knightly retinue on either far side of the lines there. At the back we've got some yeoman archers, 6 units of yeoman archers, so hopefully they'll provide enough support and firepower against the French today. And then we've got the same as on the right hand side, we've got these units going across to the left hand side, mingled in with the Teutonic Order at the moment. We've got some foot knightly retinue and some bill sergeants going across, as I say, to the left hand side to form up over there. And before we do take a look at the Teutonic Order, let's have a quick look at our cavalry. We've got some knightly retinue over here, some shot cav, and they're moving over to the right hand side, as well as another unit over here. And they're sort of mingled in at the moment with Edward the Third, King of England. Here he is himself, there's the man, crown on his head, or the sort of coat of arms, and the armour, the crown armour on his helmet there. So yeah, he's over there, that's Edward III, the general for the battle today. And then over on the left hand side we have got the Black Prince of Wales, Edward Woodstock. Here he is, the man himself, so hopefully he can survive today's battle. And then quickly looking at the Teutonic Order, we've got some spear sergeants over here, so Teutonic sergeants I should say. We've got some spear militia over there. At the back we've got some, there we are, they're the spear sergeants. We've got these guys, the Schwertenbruder, probably butchering that name, but that's my best attempt at them. The general unit, no, this is not the general unit, this is the Ritterbruder. This is a heavy shock cavalry unit. Where's the general himself? He's over here. He's back with our guys. So the Grand Master's Guard here, and then the Breton Ritterbruder. Probably, I'm so sorry guys, but that's the Teutonic Order for this one. So they haven't got as much men, of course, as us, because they are reinforcing, but they've got quite a substantial force to try and help us. We are heavily outnumbered. We've got around, I thought it was a bit less, I thought it was a bit more than that. We've actually got, yeah, they've got 5,770 men, we've got 4,200, so they are outnumbered by what, about 1,500 men for this battle. And we've got the Culverin unit over here, which is represented by these guys. And you know, you can see here we've got substantial advantage with the high ground. The French have got to try and climb up this hill. They'll be exhausted just by doing that, and then when they've actually got to the top, then they'll meet our footmen at arms. So that's why it is very, important that we try and stand our ground, because we have got that high position in our favour, most definitely. And the French here, we've got a nice mixture of foot knightly retinue, some sergeants, a lot of foot knightly retinue, some crossbowmen at the back there, crossbow sergeants, footmen at arms. They've got a lot of substantial infantry units here, knightly retinue on cavalry, Aragonese noblemen. These guys, look at the armour on these. Oh my god, beautiful design for the Crown of Aragon. So they've got 2 units of them. Footmen at arms here at the back. Look at the heavy armour these guys have got. Awesome stuff. Some sergeants, Catalonia. French king there himself for this one. And yeah, just basically a very heavy infantry force with some mixture of cavalry in there. This is a general for the Crown of Aragon. What is called the Almocadam. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the scene. The hill is high. The French have got to climb it. Can they win the battle? They have got the numbers, but we have got the position. So let's do this. Sit back and get comfy, guys, because this should be a great battle. So let's unpause and let's go into cinematic mode. Of course, this battle deserves a cinematic camera today. So, as you can see, the English yeoman archers are getting some shots off early on into the French line here as they try and traverse up the hill towards the English men-at-arms. It's so important these guys hold their ground because they have got the advantage with this hillside. This terrain is definitely playing into their hands. So it's very important they keep on top of this hill for as long as they possibly can. So the French are pouring everything they've got here. Everything they've got. All their infantry. Even their cavalry is coming forward. Some crossbow knights or crossbow sergeants firing back at the English line here, but the yeoman archers have got definitely the superiority in numbers, so they can get a lot more shots off per minute than the crossbowmen can get off. In terms of the location of this battle, I did select around about where Crecy was in France on the campaign map, so the location is quite accurate. Obviously the terrain, the hillside, probably not. I don't think there was a hill like this at Crecy, but it's where I selected for the battlefield, and it makes it look quite epic, doesn't it? So I'm sure you guys will appreciate that. So here we go. So yes, a big push in this middle here, as I thought it was going to be, and the Teutonic Order have very kindly supported the English line here with their infantry units. Their spear infantry are coming in now to reinforce the line here of the footmen at arms. They realise the pressure is mounting from the French and the Crown of Aragon, so they're going to try and reinforce as much as they can. The cavalry of both the French and the Crown of Aragon are pulling out. They're going to try and probably do some cycle charges on, but they realise they don't want to get stuck down in the battle if they can avoid it. I've brought my knightly retinue around the side and towards the back into the forest land here, or the woodland I should say, to try and position ourselves ready to recharge against the crossbow sergeants if possible. So that's where I've pulled them around to for the moment. But yeah, this is quite an impressive view. You can see this line here really standing strong for the moment. Very impressive. And also the Ritterbrüder, where have I gone? The Ritterbrüder have charged in to the French here, because the French are trying to exploit as much as they can both flanks. You would definitely, what's what I'm looking for, you wouldn't be surprised with them doing that. They're going to try and exploit the flanks, trying to break us down from each side and then push inwards probably. So that's why they've gone for this pressure early on both sides. So we're trying to pack as much sergeants and spear and basically spear militia as much as we can into these flanks. Oh, the Coven are firing! The Coven are firing, but they're firing pretty bloody close to their own sodding line here. Oh god, they're hitting their own ground. You wouldn't believe it. Unbelievable. And they've ran off. They're ashamed of themselves. I think they realised that this unit of spear sergeants, is it, are coming across. Yeah, and they've retreated back. But yeah, as I say, the French are going to try and push on these flanks and then come into the centre afterwards. This is why we're putting as many men as we can, spear sergeants, bill sergeants, everything we've got, the Teutonic as well, to support them. And yeah, this is an interesting push early on, as you can see, from the French, because they're trying to then go around the side here, the flanks. A lot of early pressure. So a nice charge for the Ritterburger to bring them across there to try and support it a little bit. They put them back out again. They'll come back into the battle later on. So yeah, look at this. This line here has taken a lot of damage. It's taken a lot of pressure, and it's now starting to break a little bit. So what I've done, or what I will do, is a unit. Where are they now? I know they're around somewhere. Oh, I brought them in already. These guys, the Foot Knightly Retinue, who were at the back here at the beginning of the battle, have been brought in to reinforce and plug the gap essentially over there. Cavalry charges going in to the Knightly Retinue on the left hand side here. The Aragonese cavalry here looking magnificent, as I said to you early on. Trying to slash and hack away my Knightly Retinue there. The sergeants doing a grand job at the moment. How are the footmen at arms doing? Good lord, look at the amount of men in this battle today. And we, in terms of numbers starting off, we had the disadvantage. Let me get the numbers up. Yeah, there we go. They started with 5,770. We started with 4,200. So yeah, definitely it is in their favour. But is it going to remain as so? That's the thing. That is the question. So we broke off here. We've opened up a little bit of a gap, unfortunately, which could allow the French to exploit. We're trying to go on the side and come down onto the enemy from the hillside. But then these guys have got a unit of sergeants who are going to try and come around the back as well. They've missed an opportunity to flank there, essentially. Oh, and here we go. I forgot, of course, the Black Prince has engaged in a cavalry charge down the hillside and has begun hacking away at this unit of is it? Who are they? I think they were, yeah, they were spear sergeants, so good job from them. Oh, look at this! Look at this! The French king has been killed! The Teutonic Order have seen an opportunity from that gap, charged down the hill and taken out head on the French king. That is definitely going to affect the French morale now. That's a massive blow to the French army. That could be a huge plus for us now. Massive plus. And unfortunately, we did lose those Knightly Retinue in the woodland here. They were taken out by these two units of Knightly Retinue of the French, and they've been able to wipe them out, unfortunately. So that was the end of the shock cavalry for the English for this battle. So we brought Edward Woodstock, Edward III, the English king, has come across to try and boost morale at this part of the line here. You can see a lot of backing up from the Teutonic Order here. Nice to see indeed. And look at this line, look at this left hand flank here. Bloody hell, a lot of casualties have been taken early on here. A lot of dead English and French on that side, and on the right as well. And we're finally starting to finish them off, which is great, but it's been one hell of a slog. So we're now pushing on with, news has spread across both the French ranks and the English and Teutonic orders that the French king is dead. So the pressure is starting to be pushed back upon them. We're going to try and start to become the aggressor a little bit as opposed to the defender on this one. Try and break their morale down even more. They will fight on, the French, obviously, but it's not going to be a glorious fight for them, knowing that the French king has been slain today. Look at these yeomen looping their archers down, their arrows raining death from above onto the Crown of Aragon's general, I think, isn't it? No, he's not. Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Here he is. They've engaged with the Schwitterbürde. Oh, flash of the screen there. Don't happen then. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, they are actually losing that battle. The medium melee cavalry there. They're taking a battering from the Aragon's, Crown of Aragon's general there. Sounds like Aragon from Lord of the Rings, doesn't it? Oh, look at this. The yeoman archers. Yes. Yes, trying to pour down to the crossbow sergeants there. And back with the response from these guys into our lines. Edward III there. His presence is known. He's starting to move into position to support the Black Prince. Try and charge down upon these crossbowmen if you can. Teaming up now for a double charge. Put some pressure on these crossbow sergeants there. So bit by bit the French are starting to fall down here. The lines are starting to, you can see, waver. Even the Teutonic Order is starting to fall under the pressure a little bit. But that hillside has definitely played into the English favour today. And of course, we've kept our generals alive, which is massively important for morale. As you can see from the French. You can see there, look at that. Casualties sustained. They won't like it. They won't like the fact that the generals died as well. I'm sure it will say with one of these units. General dead, there we go. They're shaken. They're not happy at all. So that's allowed now with that right flank sort of being, or the pressure off that right flank, the attacks from the French being pushed back on that right side. It now allows these units to then come across to start enclosing and enveloping the middle of the French line here to surround them from the front and the two sides. But by God, the English are, they're not making the job easy here. They have taken a substantial loss. Look at the Allied count. We're still got less men than the enemy. Still got less men for the moment. So here we go. Black Prince and Edward III coming round the back to try and line themselves up to go for a charge over. I think that they go on the right hand side here to try and engage the knightly retinue on this right flank over there, or left flank if you're looking at it from this way. The Crown of Aragon's general still alive at the moment, still hanging on. Let's zoom in a bit more here. Let's really enjoy this spectacle. Units starting to flee now. They're thinking to themselves, what's the point? What is the bloody point? The French king is dead. Why should we fight on and sacrifice our own lives? Oh yes, lovely sight to see. Edward III here going for a charge, leading his men into battle, fighting with his men. I like to see that. And they're engaging with these Aragonese cavalry over here, supported by Edward Woodstock again. They're busy keeping them at bay. Oh, looks like a unit of French cavalry. Are they going to try and support here? They are. They're going to try and support the Aragonese cavalry over there. Try and take out our English king, probably. Now the Crown of Aragon's generals he's had to go in. He's had to try and commit himself to boost morale for his own men and the French, realising that now he is in charge of this battle, essentially, with the French king being taken down. He is now the commander for the enemy forces. The Bill Sergeant's pushing in then. Oh God, pushing in. Bit of a slip of the tongue. Oh, look at this. They've broken through around the back and are now putting some pressure on the yeoman archers. They're now having to be pushed back. They're taking losses. This unit that's been depleted already. The knightly retinue, only 14 men left. 14 men left have come across to try and help out best as they can. The general though, the Grand Master's Guard, he has not been involved in this battle yet, but he surely must have to provide some assistance now Look at the yeoman archers point blank firing against this unit of foot men at arms. They're going to have to fight the Grand Master now. He's going to have to assist in this battle. There we go. And the middle has crumbled. Yes, look at this. The French are in complete shambles. There's a mass retreat kicking off now. The middle has collapsed. We've taken the pressure for as long as we could. It's come a lot of deaths, but by God, we've stood our ground. Look at the line of dead here. Look at the line of dead. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The blood everywhere. There's a few men still fighting. But not many now. Footmen at arms here. The only ones really left to fight. They're facing off against the Teutonic Order spear sergeants here. Grandmaster's guard has gone again. Don't know where he's fled to, but he's gone somewhere. He's over there. What a coward. Come on, lead by example, man. And they've gone as well. Surely that is the battle over. It is. Victory at a hell of a cost though. By God, what a cost it was. A lot of life has been lost. We had in the end 1,208 men remaining of the original 4,200. They lost obviously all their men essentially at the end, but a lot of them of course escaped and retreated back. It was a Pyrrhic victory because it was such a close encounter from the moment the battle started. So looking at the statistics here, you can see here I deployed 2,670, the Teutonic Order 1,530. I lost 1693 and they lost 1031. So I had a little bit more remaining at the end, but I did lose a lot more during the battle. Best performing unit for me was my unit of footmen at arms, 243. So I said to you that, you know, early on, beginning of that battle, standing your ground in that middle was so essential. You took a lot of losses, but by God, you took a lot of the French down with you at the same time. Not a great performance from the knightly retinue, though. I did say to you that they did, you know, they lost that initial engagement with the knights of the French early on, so they weren't as effective as I wanted them to be, which is a shame. But they did sacrifice themselves for the victory in the end. The Black Prince had to be, unfortunately, the Earl of Winchester for the battle, but you can use your imagination. It was the Black Prince for this battle. He took down 201 of the French and the Crown of Aragon, and Edward III 106. The Yeoman Archers is doing a grand job as well, providing a lot of support, a lot of kills combined together. Almost, what, nearly 500, 600 kills combined with them. 6 units there, so that's a good performance from them. Quickly looking at these, we've got the Schwitterbröder, probably. God, again, butchering that name. Spear Sergeants 139, 142, 245 for the Schwitterbröder there. Superb job. Grandmaster 7. Come on, you could have done better than that. The French was a unit of Vodka Sergeants there. I think, yeah, it was their best. And for the Crown of Aragon, it was the footmen at arms and the crossbowmen, the heavy crossbowmen 164. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Battle of Crecy is done. It is a Pyrrhic victory for the English again, like it's more of a decisive victory historically, but still it is a victory today for the English and the Teutonic Order combined. I hope you enjoyed the battle. It was a nice little scenario to play out. I'm going to try and do the Battle of Poitiers as well down the line. Also going to try and do the Battle of Bosworth. You carry on these little scenarios for you to showcase on the channel. Obviously they're not going to be historically accurate, but you know, the idea is there, and it's, you know, it's a great way for you to enjoy the visual beauty of this mod, which is obviously what this or these videos are produced for you. So thank you as always for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do drop your like. But until next time, this is Warrior Spotter for now saying farewell.